We were always told the end of the world would be loud. We expected the sky to burn and the earth to shake under the weight of a synthetic rebellion. We built our movies around the metal-on-metal violence of a robot takeover, but the reality of our obsolescence was much quieter. It didn't happen on a battlefield. It happened in a spreadsheet. It happened in the flickering light of a server rack. We spent a decade worried about robots taking our jobs. We should have been worried about them taking our secrets. The robot takeover wasn't an invasion. It was a replacement. One by one, the things that defined us, the sweat of our brow, the precision of our hands, were optimized away. We spent 10,000 years believing that labor was the geometry of survival. We believed that if we stopped working, the world would stop turning. We were wrong. The world is turning faster than ever before. It just doesn't need us to push it anymore. We have entered what history will call the post-utility era. For the first time since we chipped the first flint into a spear, the human being has no economic function. The broken contract where you gave your time for security didn't just expire. The state itself realized it no longer needed your time. This is the Silicon Reset. It is the moment the math of the modern world fails. The encryption that protects your bank account, your identity, and your nation's defense codes is the next broken contract. The digital assets you own today are only as valuable as the math protecting them. And that math is expiring. Imagine a world where every digital wall is removed. Every message, every secret, and every encrypted asset becomes public domain. Welcome to the era of the glass house. When the Silicon Reset reaches its final stage, we realize that the surface of our world is no longer a place where secrets can survive. We are witnessing the death of digital scarcity. In a world of total transparency, the only true wealth is what cannot be seen. This realization is triggering the greatest migration in human history, but it isn't toward a new country or a new ideology. It is a migration toward the dark. Think about the deep sea of our own planet. At the surface, where the light of history and the reach of satellite networks still find us, we are vulnerable. But as we descend deeper into the technological midnight zone, the rules of visibility begin to bend. As the digital world becomes transparent, the race for survival moves to the only places the machines cannot easily follow: the crushing pressure of the deep ocean and the radiation-soaked vacuum of space. The ocean is the last great analog fortress. Beneath 4,000 meters of water, the signals that run our modern lives begin to flicker and die. In the deep, there are no satellites. There is no wireless mesh. There is only the silence of the abyss. We are seeing the first dark servers being lowered into the trenches, data havens protected not by firewalls, but by the weight of the world itself. If the Silicon Reset broke the math of the surface, then the physics of the deep is the only encryption we have left. But the ocean is only one half of the new map. Above us, the vacuum of space offers a different kind of sanctuary. We previously explored the death of scarcity through the lens of the 16 Psyche asteroid and the collapse of gold. But now, space is no longer just a mine. It is a vault. As the end of nations leaves us without a flag to feel safe, we are looking to the stars not for resources, but for distance. We are moving past the philosophy of humanity into something entirely unexplained. We are trading the national for the rational. In this new era, your tribe is no longer defined by who you live next door to, but by whose physical security you share in the deep or the dark. The network species isn't about being a node in a cloud, it's about being a ghost in the frontier. The Silicon Reset didn't just break our computers, it broke our map of the possible. We are rising too fast from a world of total scarcity into a world of total abundance, and our ancient biological minds are struggling to decompress. We are hunter-gatherers who have run out of things to hunt, builders who have run out of things to build. This is the psychological bends of our descent into the future. If the machine no longer tells us what we are worth, and the map no longer tells us where we are safe, then who is left to tell us what we are? We are the architects of our own obsolescence, and in that void, we have found the ultimate freedom. The robot takeover was never about them replacing us. It was about them forcing us to find the places where they cannot go. The machines may take the physical world, but they cannot take the mysteries. If the digital world is no longer safe, the only wealth left is what we find in the deep and the dark. The future isn't coming. It has been downloaded, and the code is breaking. The era of the majority is over. We are no longer individuals belonging to a place. We are explorers belonging to the unknown. The minority species wasn't a demotion. It was a release. It was the moment we were finally allowed to stop being labor units and start being something else. The day robots outnumber humans is the day we finally stop looking at the ground and start looking at the abyss. Whether it's the crushing dark of the Mariana Trench or the infinite cold of the Kuiper Belt, the next chapter of the human story isn't being written in a spreadsheet. It's being written in the places where the light doesn't reach. If you're ready to navigate these new gray zones, subscribe to join the network, because the Silicon Reset is just the beginning. The world as you knew it is gone. The new one is waiting in the deep. The future is here, and it is very, very quiet.